Hello everyone, Pranav here. Welcome back to my channel. Meera, namaste आप सभी. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing fantastic as always. And today I'm here on my terrace to do this video to this natural because the book which I'm going to talk about is The Ode of the Extraordinary Mind by Vishen Lakhiani. Has impacted my life in a very big way because I'm on a path of self development and this book has played a vital role in my journey of discovering myself, which states that life is limitless. So without wasting any time, let's just start with the video. So the book is New York best-selling book and it has been translated into 25 different languages. And before I deep dive into this book, let me talk about the author first. Mr. Vishen Lakhiani is a Malaysian born entrepreneur, author, and a motivational speaker of Indian descent. He is a co founder and CEO of Mind Valley. He has written two books, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind and The Buddha and the Badass. So talking about his background story, his past, like me, like you, he also went to school. And after passing his high school, he went to United States where he completed his computer engineering. And like every computer engineer, software engineer or IT department people, one of their best and the dream job is to get into Microsoft. Guess what, guys? Vishen Lakhiani get his first internship in Microsoft, but still he was not happy about it. So in 2004, after struggling for so long, he registered this name, Mind Valley, and started his journey by selling meditations CD. So why did he wrote this book? He wrote this book for a very simple reason. According to him, he thinks person can fully realize its potential when they are in state of constant growth. So now let's dive into this book and see what it has in store for us. Each part of the book represents an evolution of its sorts. After devouring pages after pages, I ascend a different level in terms of awareness of the world and my ability to influence it. As you can see, four empty circles in front of you. And this four empty circles is of great significance that this represents four different phases of the world, followed by 10 different laws, which Mr. Vishen Lakhiani talks about and shares in this book. So by the end of this video, this whole circles will be filled. In the first part of the book, where we get the perception about the world which we live in, with its messy and conflicting ideas, beliefs, and pattern which we have invented for the humanity in order to safeguard them. So, in the first phase of the world, the author talks about two important laws. They are transcend the culture skip and number two, questions the we rules or rules. Talking about the first law of the book. Here we will be introduced to the web of culture skip. Which culture skip I mean rules, beliefs, and pattern about life which we are conditioned in. And we have a similar pattern to live a life which we are conditioned by our parents. Like in a way, like for example, if I have to give, even my parents told me this, the society which I live in, they told me this. And they said, get into a very good college, then do post graduation, then get yourself a very good job, then get married, live a life of a pension, then उसके बाद die. Like seriously, this is how we are conditioned, and this become the part of our very existence. Following them will surely lead to a safe life, but ordinary too. So here in this part, author urges us to jump to a thrilling, sometimes uncertain, and yet exciting life of limitless possibilities. And it all starts with asking a very simple questions, which brings us to the second law of this part of the book. It is questions the B rules or rules. What is to be questioned. Like, this is a very big question to be answered, because before asking a question, it is very important to identify the B rules, which has been expired generations ago but still infecting our lives. If I have to take my example again, then taking a job in this circumstances, in this scenario, is not safe at all while we are fighting with a global virus, COVID 19. So it is very important to face the truth and ask ourselves this question: is the pattern which we are following is 100% true and any disaster proof? If yes, then it's amazing. I'm very glad for you. But if no, then what is your next step? And sometimes people say that you might be getting brainwashed by other people. But let me tell you guys, I believe that if there is a dirt, if there is a garbage anywhere, it is important to get clean. Now moving on to the second phase of the world, that is the awakening, the power to choose your own version of the world. Like, this is, guys, my one of the favorite parts from the book. As we read, we look at the interface between us and the world, where we have the power to choose what ideas and values do I need to believe, what values actually I can avoid. In short, we can mold our belief system, ideas, and practices for our life, keeping in mind that we discard all the value systems which we don't need in life. And this can be done with one method, which brings us to the third law from the book, that is the consciousness engineering. If I go back to the example which I gave, then I am not a firm believer of the education which our schools and universities provide. Like, I'm not against them, but what for me, education is something should come for me. Like, I believe in self education, I believe in self development, I believe in working on myself. And in short, I want to discover myself, my potential, my weakness, so that I can build on. And once I start working on them, start realizing and start understanding consciously what I want, where I need to develop, then I give that thing a model, which brings us to the law number four, that is model our own reality. Which, like, I know, like, we are all conditioned to live in a certain way. We are conditioned that since childhood, and it's okay with that. But once I realized that this particular kind of pattern to live a life is not empowering me, is not giving me happiness, rather it's causing me a lot of pain, then it's not okay to continue with it. It is very important to change the model of reality. And once we have our reality in place, we need a system to be followed in a systematic way, which becomes the part of our life, with starting off with new ideas, new habits, new belief system, which should be regularly practiced so that we are on sync with what we believe in. So, to recap, these are the five laws and two phases of the world which we talked about. Now, we are entering into the third phase of the world, that is recording yourself, transforming the inner world. So, while entering into the third phase, we are here asked to explore the conscious itself by thinking about the alternate ideas related to what it is to be human, what it is to be happy, and pursue goal of life which will give us the feeling of fulfillment, which brings us to the idea which leads to the law number 6, that is bending reality. So what is a bending reality? Consider your current scenario as point A and your new reality of model as point B. So it is really important to have a system in place to be followed in a disciplined manner. And I know it is very important to be disciplined, but it is equally important to be blissful in the present, which brings us to the law number 7, that is live in discipline. This is a beautiful discipline where we level up our happiness every single day and feel limitless. And now we introduced to our eighth law, that is create a vision for our future. Creating a vision, a concrete vision, clearly states to have a exact goal which truly, deeply lead to happiness and meaning to your life, which will lead to have an exciting and a purposeful life. The dreams can be divided into two parts, macro and micro. Macro being the ultimate dream and micro being the small milestones, small steps which will become the stepping stone towards reaching your ultimate goal. Now we are entering into the final phase of the world, the final part of the book. Talking about the fourth phase, which is becoming extraordinary, changing world. After creating our own rules, our own models of reality, and mastering our inner self, we are going to start our journey. And this journey is not going to be easy. So, in order to march forward this journey, we need to be armed with these two laws, which brings us to the final step, the final laws which author talks about. And these are be unfuckwithable and embrace your quest. Remember, I talked about 2 points, A and B. The journey will not be like bed of roses. There will be thorns to pinch you. You have to be rock solid and stop allowing the judgment of others affect you. Your belief system should be unshakable in your journey through the world. Change is going to be tough for sure, but you have to decide, are you okay to stay in now in the present condition, or you really want to change and make an impact? By embracing the quest means you go beyond just living in the world to actually change it by discovering the quest. There is a bonus section in this book which arms us with the right tools which requires in our journey of change so that we can have an impact on humanity and make a positive dent in the universe. Like always, I am not going to share about my key takeaways and my favorite quotes from the book today, because throughout the video I've shared my personal journey, my personal way of life. So I think it will not be justified if I share one or two from the whole book. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll drop the link of the book from Amazon in the description box so that you guys can grab a copy for yourself. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And if you think I was able to add value in your life, then do like this video, share it with your family, and do comment below and let me know what is your perception about the conditioning which we have in our life. So thank you so much, guys, again for tuning in. I will sign up for now and we'll see you in my next video next week. And next week is going to be very special because this is the last week of Savan. So, and something is coming up. So I'll see you there. मेरा नमस्ते आप सभी को.